G'day legends, welcome back to another relic rundown video. Just thought I'd go back over some of the things from the shorts and put them in my full-length video that I'm going to do right now. So we've got old Australian money, colonial money, paper notes, proof coins as well. So we'll go through a bit of everything, and I'll talk a bit about each thing, I suppose, as we go along. And yeah, these relic videos seem to do pretty well, so I thought I'd make a full-length one and upload it as an actual video rather than a short. So we'll start with some of the proof coins that I've got. A proof 25-cent coin commemorating the Battle of Long Tan in Vietnam on the 18th of August 1966. Pretty big battle for us Australians in the Vietnam War. Like I said, this is a proof coin from the Royal Australian Mint, 25 cents. Sorry for the shaky hand. We've got a proof silver coin from the Macquarie Mint. We will remember them. It's a $10 silver coin. I would show you the back, but it's glued onto this bit of cardboard, so that'll have to do. It's very, very nice. It's one of my favourites. This is a set of Anzac Remembrance coins, proof 20-cent pieces. I'll show that at the end. We'll quickly go through these. We've got some Australian paper money, $1 notes. Before they had coins and stuff, there was notes. The greyback $100. The explorer Mawson. He was an explorer that explored Antarctica for Australia. That's one of my favourites in the collection. I got that when I was a teenager. I explained in the short that an old man paid for his shopping in the local supermarket with it because it's legal tender. You can still use it. He paid for his shopping, and then I transferred some money into my bank account, got a brand new $100 note out, and just traded the supermarket for this one. So definitely one of my favourites. And we've got this note from the Bank of China, 10 yuan, 1940. So this was probably circulating in China around the time of the Japanese occupation on Manchuria in the Second World War. And it was manufactured by the American Banknote Company. So China was having their money printed in America at the time, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting. A few more $1 and $2 notes. The old checkbook. Notice how it doesn't say, there's not a spot for Mrs., it's only Mr. So this was from a time when women weren't allowed to write and cash checks, I believe. So it's got pounds, shillings and pence on it. We'll move down to the old Australian coins. The pennies, we've got 1911, 1919, 1912, 1913, a couple of half pennies, 1916, 1917, 1 penny. And we've got shillings, florins and threepence, two 1947 Australian florins. All Australian coins of this kind were 925 silver before 1946. So these ones being 1947 are 50% silver. But the 1917 1 shilling and the 1910 sixpence, 1943 sixpence, they're all 925 silver. I've got some other colonial coins here. An Indian coin, 1 anna and 1 rupee, 1947. I really love the shape of this one. It's a beautiful little coin. King George V. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then you can see around the edge, it's got, I assume, the 4 languages of India around it. So it's pretty cool. We've got a square Malayan coin, 1 cent from 1940. This is pretty cool. It's one of the only square coins I've ever seen like this. So that's a pretty cool thing to have in the collection. 10 cents from Malaya. 10 cents from Canada in 1931. Move on to some of the other stuff. I've got some World War II things, World War One to show off as well. Got the gold, obviously. This is a $5 coin, minted in Australia in 1988. There was only 1 year of production for these, but these two are legal tender. You can actually spend that if you're crazy enough. My brother, this is actually my brother's coin, but it's safely housed in my collection. So that came from our Nana's twin brother, great Uncle Bob. So thanks, Uncle Bob. We've got the 1,000 Reichmarks banknote from Germany, April 21st, 1910. So that's pretty cool. That's pre-World War II German money. Most of these were destroyed, used as fire kindling and toilet paper and insulation in the walls of houses and whatnot, because at the time the German economy was so bad that their money wasn't worth anything after the First War. So that's a pretty cool relic. We've got my old torpedo bottle, blob top bottle, from the Melbourne Glass Bottle Company. It's from around the 1880s. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They used to put soft drink in these, carbonated water drinks and whatnot. Down here we've got my great-grandfather's Pacific Star for fighting in Borneo and New Guinea. We have a Royal Artillery cap badge. I can't remember if this is Australian Royal Artillery or English Royal Artillery, but pretty sure it's English. Pretty sure a mate of mine found this metal detecting years back, and he gifted it to me. So that's pretty cool. We got this Australian Soldier's pocketbook, or part of. My dad actually found this in a puddle of water at the local tip when I was a kid, and the rest of it was missing. I can't remember if he said he had it or not, but yeah, it's only a couple pages. It's got God Save the King in the back, the national anthem at the time, and then the calendar for 1943, and the page of contents. That's pretty cool. Cool little relic. The other things I've got slash hat badge that was my great-great-grandfather's during the First World War. That's his actual one that he wore on his hat, slouch hat, Australian slouch hat. And then we've also got his homemade identification bracelet that he made, excuse me, in the trenches out of a rolled piece of brass and some chain. And that was worn on the battlefields of Fromelles and Pozieres and a couple others in France and Belgium during the First World War. We've got my other great-grandfather's Signal Corps badge, cap badge. He was in the Royal Australian Signal Corps. Collar tab badge as well. Learning radio communications and whatnot. We've also got his paybook as well, which is in this envelope. I'll show you that in a minute. We've got this old original RSL badge from just after the First World War, because it doesn't have anything about the Air Force on there. With the Australian Air Force was created in the 1920s. Before that, they flew under the British RAF. So yeah, it's a pretty cool one. It says Returned Sailors and Soldiers League, Imperial League, made of Melbourne. Very cool. That was found in a jar in the shed of my house I grew up in when we first moved in there. Just get the paybook out. We've got a credit earnings statement as well from Second World War. We've got a copy of a leave pass, or the original leave pass, for when Grandpa wanted to go to New South Wales, apparently, from Melbourne, Albert Park, in 1941. And this is Grandpa's paybook from the Second World War. All his different pays and whatnot that he received. He was honourably discharged because he received a leg injury during training, and he didn't end up going to Papua New Guinea because he was training to go to the Kokoda Trail. So I suppose if he had gone, he might not have come back, and then I might not exist. So, but his small arms and rifle training course details conducted at Albert Park in Melbourne. There he is, the handsome young chap. He was about 19, I think, at the time. Then it's got some other details about an X-ray somewhere as well that he had on his leg when he was injured. Yeah. So that's an awesome family relic to still have. We've got this book that I picked up recently at the Salvo's charity shop in Yarrawonga, England and Russia and Central Asia. Volume 2, so there is a Volume 1 out there. If anyone's got one, let me know. I'll gladly take it off your hands. But this book was printed in 1879, so nice old relic. I have got another book from the 1800s. I believe it's from 1887, I believe, which is called Among the Colonels and Cowboys. It's by two French dudes who travelled the Dakotas in America during the gold rush, documenting mines and whatnot. When I dig that out of wherever it's stored, I'll bloody show that as well. But yeah, I love old books. I love anything from the 1800s, really. But yeah, so that concludes this relic rundown. I hope you enjoyed. I almost forgot about these. The proof 20-cent pieces, Anzac Remembrance coins for the First World War. There's heaps of different ones, all representing a different thing. So we've got mateship, 1914 to 1918, the Light Horseman, the Home Front, Royal Australian Navy, Remembrance Day, the Last Post, wartime animals, so donkeys and dogs and horses, camels as well, nurses, war correspondents, a famous one being Mr. Bean. He wrote and took a lot of photographs back in Gallipoli, and I can't remember if he went over to France into the Western Theatre, but I'm sure he did. If you haven't heard of Bean, you should definitely look him up. He's got some great stories about our troops during the First World War. We've got the Australian Flying Corps, which was known at the time, Australian Imperial Force, the Unknown Soldier, Gallipoli Landing. So very cool set of coins.